According to the ROC Constitution, the central government comprises the Executive Yuan, Legislative Yuan, Judicial Yuan, Examination Yuan, and Control Yuan. As the highest judicial administration organ of the state, the Judicial Yuan retains the statutory interpretation power, judicial power, disciplinary power, and judicial administrative power. The Judicial Yuan is located in the Judicial Building on Chongqing South Road, which next to the office of the President, Ministry of Justice, and Taipei First Girls High School. This building was designed by Ide Kaolu, chief architect of the Governor-General's office during the Japanese colonial era, and was completed in 1934. Initially, it was used as the High Court of the Governor-General's office. After the retrocession of Taiwan in 1945, the Republic of China government moved the Judicial Yuan to Taiwan. The building is in a quasi-Byzantine, non-classical style, reminiscent of Renaissance architecture. The layout is shaped like the Chinese character for sun. It was designated as a national monument by the Ministry of the Interior in 1998. The Judicial Yuan has 15 justices. One serves as president, and one as vice president. The justices are nominated by the president and approved by the Legislative Yuan to serve 8-year terms. The justices are in charge of interpreting the Constitution and uniformly interpreting laws and decrees. To institutionalize the constitutional review system and protect citizens' constitutional rights, the Judicial Yuan revised and promulgated the Constitutional Court Procedure Act to institutionalize the review of cases by justices. They would now render judgments and adopt a court model. The justices of the Judicial Yuan comprise the Constitutional Court, which, in accordance with the Act, has jurisdiction in reviewing the constitutionality of laws, constitutional complaints, disputes between constitutional organs, impeachment of the President and the Vice President, dissolution of unconstitutional political parties, local self-government and uniform interpretation of statutes and regulations. The Judicial Yuan manages the budget, legislation, and human resources of courts on all levels. With regard to the organization and exercise of judicial powers by judicial authorities, the Judicial Yuan may propose bills to the Legislative Yuan and submit budget proposals for judicial affairs to the Executive Yuan. The Judicial Yuan governs the Supreme Court, Supreme Administrative Court, Disciplinary Court, Judges Academy, Taiwan High Court and its branch courts, Fujian High Court, Kinmen Branch Court, 3 High Administrative Courts, Intellectual Property and Commercial Court, 22 District Courts, Juvenile and Family Courts, and related internal units to exercise the powers of the Judicial Yuan. The Disciplinary Court includes the Disciplinary Chamber and Disciplinary Chamber of the Judiciary. Illegal conduct or negligence of civil servants may result in impeachment by the Control Yuan and be reported by the institution. The Disciplinary Chamber reviews and implements disciplinary measures. The Disciplinary Chamber of the Judiciary is responsible for reviewing and implementing disciplinary measures for illegal conduct or negligence of judges and prosecutors. The judicial system of ancient China did not distinguish between judges and prosecutors. With the powers of criminal investigation and judgment in the hands of the same person or unit, the judge could decide arbitrarily on judicial procedures, resulting in possible errors in judgment or wrongful convictions. The modern criminal justice system in Taiwan makes a distinction between the judge and the prosecutor. The prosecutor is responsible for investigation, verifying the existence of unlawful activities, and determining the identity of the defendant. The prosecutor is responsible for providing evidence, investigation, and prosecution. The defendant can make a plea through a defense counsel, while the judge is required to review cases in a neutral and objective manner to determine whether the defendant is guilty and avoid wrongful convictions. Civil cases related to people's identities and properties, such as divorce and estates. and criminal cases related to criminal violations, such as fraud and murder, are reviewed by the Supreme Court, High Court, and its branch courts and district courts, including juvenile and family courts. As a principle, trials are conducted based on the three-level, three-instance system. In exceptional cases, trials are conducted based on the three-level, two-instance system. The court's trial of first and second instance are on matters of fact, whereas the court's trial of third instance is on matter of law. Administrative disputes arising as a result of disputes with the government, such as penalties for traffic violations and land expropriation, are reviewed by the Supreme Administrative Court, High Administrative Court, and administrative litigation divisions of district courts. Trials are conducted based on the three-level, two-instance system. The court's trial of first instance is on matters of fact, and the court's trial of second instance is on matter of law. Article 80 of the Constitution states that judges shall be above partisanship and shall, in accordance with law, hold trials independently, free from any interference. The administrative supervision exercised by the Judicial Yuan aims to perfect the judicial system, enhance performance, and improve work conditions and the quality of judgments. It does not affect independence of the judicial power. All entities follow regulations on their roles and cooperate to improve the functions of the judiciary and create a solid foundation for the rule of law. The exercise of jurisdiction must be based on the people's perspective to protect the people's rights and well-being. Due to an increase in the number of petitions to justices for interpretation and the growing complexity of such cases, the Constitutional Interpretation Procedure Act no longer met practical requirements. To institutionalize the constitutional review system and implement the resolution of the National Conference on Judicial Reform, creating effective and transparent procedures for the interpretation of the Constitution by justices, the Judicial Yuan introduced the Constitutional Complaint Review System. After third reading of the Legislative Yuan, it was officially renamed the Constitutional Court Procedure Act. The Constitutional Court Procedure Act has 6 major features. 1. The justices of the Judicial Yuan comprise the Constitutional Court. Reviews shall be held in court and interpretations rendered in the form of judgments. 2. The Constitutional Complaint Review System shall be established. In addition to laws and decrees, any person who believes that a final court decision is in violation of the Constitution may lodge a petition with the Constitutional Court for a judgment. The Constitutional Complaint Review System is not the court of fourth instance, but a special remedial system. 3. With the introduction of the amicus curiae system, the courts allow people, institutions, or groups other than the parties involved to provide professional opinions or data for review by the Constitutional Court. 4. Establishment of the case file review system with a principal author. The judgment of the Constitutional Court shall identify the justice, who authors the opinion of the court, and the standpoint of the justice to ensure the right to litigation, and make trials more open and transparent. 5. Lowering the requirements on voting for constitutional complaints. With a majority of the total number of the incumbent justices of the Constitutional Court, the court can render an unconstitutional or constitutional judgment to increase court efficiency. 6. Clarification of procedures and improvement of legislation for the review on impeachment of the President and the Vice President, as to meet the requirements of the amendments of the Constitution. As the diversity of legal cases increases, judges must be equipped with professional knowledge for different types of cases in order to review cases in an appropriate manner. Courts on all levels have already established professional courts and chambers, in accordance with laws and regulations. They include administrative courts, the intellectual property and commercial court, juvenile and family courts, and professional courts that specialize in medical disputes, military affairs, finance, construction, elections and recall elections, and labor disputes. Thanks to professional operations, they maximize the quality and efficiency of judgments while protecting people's right to litigation and ensuring that the judiciary serves the people. Judges are the engine behind the functions of the judiciary system. Judges must exercise their duties and fair judgment to protect the rights of the people. To identify incompetent judges, the Judicial Yuan has established a withdrawal mechanism for judges and amended certain clauses in the Judges Act. The involved parties or victims of crimes may request evaluations on an individual judge to protect the people's right to litigation and increase trust in the judiciary. The Judicial Yuan implemented the resolutions of the National Conference on Judicial Reform by amending clauses in the Judges Act. It enhanced diversity in the appointment of judges, as well as mechanisms for supervision and replacement. Examples include enhanced functions of the Judicial Evaluation Committee and reforms in examination and appointment. Another major innovation in the trial system is the enactment of the Citizen Judges Act. In addition to making judgments more in line with the values of the people and increasing the transparency of judgments, it also initiates a dialogue between the judiciary and external entities and facilitates mutual understanding between citizens and judges. To expedite trials, the Judicial Yuan implemented a series of reforms including the establishment of science and technology courts, digital litigation services, court and prosecutor digital case file exchange services, and AI analysis of sentencing conditions to expedite trials and offer people more convenience. The Judicial Yuan has continuously improved the quality of judgments and enhanced related laws. It strives to maintain the independence and impartiality of judgments and meet the people's expectations of fairness and justice. As reforms are implemented, the Judicial Yuan must continue to exchange ideas with society and establish a judicial system that is open and transparent, facilitates diversity, and can be understood and trusted by the people. In the future, the Judicial Yuan shall continue to work hard and embrace novel judicial reforms alongside the people.